Hi, everybody. My name is Sharik Jamil, and I'll be teaching this online section of CTI 110 this semester. I just wanted to go around the Blackboard website and show you where the important features of the site are so that you're set up for success in case this is your first course through our college. So this is the main page that you should see when you first come to our section, and it'll show you all the latest announcements. I try to communicate mainly using these announcements. So every week I'll share an announcement that'll talk about what is expected from you that week in terms of lessons, discussions, and that sort of stuff. Um, but before you can see any of that, you need to take the course entry quiz, which is a short, I think it's a 10 question quiz that is linked right up here. So you won't be able to see lesson one or any of the further lessons until you take the course entry quiz, and it needs to be completed by August 23rd for our course. If you don't take it by then, you will be dropped from the course for inactivity. So go ahead and take that quiz as soon as possible. You can access it by clicking the link right up here. Like I said earlier, the announcements is where you'll find out everything you need to know. I would read through this initial announcement that I posted. It tells you about when stuff is usually due, how early you should start working on that stuff, and how you can go about asking for help. I really don't mind answering your questions, but we do advise, since we are learning to be programmers or engineers, we should get comfortable using the internet as our friend. So we do advise looking for your solutions on Google or YouTube. And by the end of the semester, a lot of the students end up solving their own problems that way. If that's not working for you, then we would advise checking out the ILC, which is the tutoring center. If you follow this link in here, it actually shows you the hours and locations of the different tutoring options we have through the school. Uh, Second to last, we have the student help forum in the discussion board. So if you come up here to the left-hand side, you'll see this collaboration tab. This is where all of our discussions will go. And one of the discussion forums is called student help. And so in here, feel free to ask any questions about if you're stuck with something, chances are other students are stuck as well. And you can that way help each other, and that one answer can help everybody instead of, me receiving 30 individual emails and having to reply to them all one at a time. So I would really, really encourage that you use these avenues before emailing me. So that's the course entry quiz and the announcements. Next up, let's go to faculty information. This is a little bit about me and my background. It also shows that on Mondays from 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm available using MS Teams chat. Usually, if you're having an issue and you need to meet one-on-one, that's a good way to do it. We can chat, or sometimes if I can find the time, we can hop on a video call and see if we can get through some of your problems. So that's a little bit about me and how to reach me. Getting started, this kind of gives you a background on the course, shows you what you need to do to be successful. So I would give this a read, and it also has a link to the syllabus, which we really encourage reading. We do not accept late work. That is just something I wanted to highlight and remind you guys again. We don't mind giving extensions for life emergencies that happen, whether it's work or a medical thing, but it is nice if you let us know at least 48 hours ahead of time. So if something's due on Sunday night, ideally I'd hear from you by Friday that something is going on. You won't be able to hit the deadline. That's also why we recommend starting early on your assignments. Hopefully by like Wednesday of the week so that you're finishing up by Friday. Most of our assignments don't take too much time, and they're actually time boxed. So let's start with lessons. So this is just a tentative schedule for the semester here. You can see that everything is due about 7 days after. So with our class starting on Monday, we'll have our due date on Sunday, and that's usually how we'll go. And so this gives you a rough idea of how the semester is gonna go along. This is lesson one, our first one. And you won't be able to see this until you complete the course entry quiz. And most of all of our lessons are kind of laid out this way. So you'll go one by one down this list, going through roughly these items. And this gives you a link to the syllabus. Then you'll go through the academic integrity agreement. And then there's a few more links down that way. The big things that you need to do for this lesson is a quiz on fair use and integrity. You'll participate in a class discussion. You just answer those questions in the collaboration discussion board for the appropriate lesson. And I believe this should take you straight there. Yep. This takes you straight to the lesson one discussion board. And then you'll go through some PowerPoints on computer fundamentals. A lot of you, if you're familiar with computers, will already know a lot of this, but if you start the lab and you find it hard to answer the questions in this lab, then you might want to go ahead and review. It's mostly about memory, about your personal computer and things like that. So yeah, if you have trouble answering any of those questions, I would recommend reading through all these fundamentals and then maybe browsing online and seeing if you can find answers to those questions. That's about it. We highly recommend working ahead, especially if you know you have some things coming up in a few months that might hinder your ability to submit things on time. We don't mind at all if you work even a month or two ahead. Every time you complete a lesson, the next lesson will open up and you could kind of go from there. I believe we have about 12 or 13 lessons total. So, if you feel like you have the bandwidth, we totally recommend that you just keep on chugging along. If you get stuck or if something doesn't look right, please reach out, um, and I'll see if we can get that figured out. But that's about it. Please let me know if you have any questions. Introduce yourselves on the discussion board, and I hope to hear more from you as the semester goes on. Bye.